Hey y'all, this YouTube channel is about homicide and hookah with a little bit of horror. It's where I smoke my hookah and I tell you about some homicide, or I'm gonna tell you about something that's horrifying. So y'all, let's get into it. But before I get into it, y'all, I just really been thinking like, oh my God, it's something that I really feel like I need to change about my channel, because when I look at the video, when I watch my own videos, I just be like, damn, I'm bored. And in actuality, I got a very, very, very potty mouth. I cuss a lot. And it's like I slick don't care what comes to my mouth, I'm going to say it. So like in my previous videos, if you watch me, you can tell that I think before I speak. And that's what, even when I watch the videos, I just be like, I look like I'm thinking before I speak. And which, ain't nothing wrong with thinking before you speak. But at the same time, it's just like I look in the camera and I look slow. I look like I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm thinking about the next thing I'm going to say, so I won't mess around and say nothing out of pocket. So yeah, hopefully I don't say nothing out of pocket. And then I was just like, I really just need to change something about it. I don't know what I need to change about it. But anyways, that's a minute that I'm into the video and I ain't even got into the video. But y'all, so one day my mama calls me. She like, you sleep? I'm like, nah, what's up? She like, I know what you need to do for your channel. And I'm like, what's up? You need to tell them what you smoking. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And she was like, and you need to do your eyes. I know you don't do makeup, but you do your eyeshadow. And your eyeshadow be pretty and yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, cool. And y'all know, mama know best. So I did change my background up a little bit. And I'm here to tell y'all what I'm going to be smoking. So ain't none of my stuff assembled. You see that ain't nothing assembled. Hopefully my cold don't cool down, because literally nothing is assembled. So today I'm gonna be smoking Safari Melon Dew, and I really love this flavor. And I mix peach in there with it. Boom, mix peach in with it. And so in my hookah today, I would have picked it up, but I got the cold on top. In my hookah today, I do get ice in the vase. Ice in the vase to me is, it makes it cooler, of course, and it's more smooth. Like, you shouldn't choke, but if you do, I didn't guarantee that you wouldn't choke. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing. And like I said, this is what I am smoking. Now, this is the top, and this is my tobacco. And this is where I put my coal in, put that on top, and that is that. Now, y'all, let's get into the story. Now, we all have heard of Chippendales, right? And see, that's it. So we all have heard of Chippendales, right? But y'all, have we ever, and I know the answer no, but I'm gonna give y'all time to answer the question anyways. Okay, we all have heard of the Chippendales murder. I mean, we all have heard of Chippendales, but y'all, have we ever heard of the Chippendales murder? I just told on myself. I'm doing too much at one time. But okay, have y'all ever heard of the Chippendales murder? No, because I haven't heard of it, so I know you ain't heard of it. But y'all, when I came across the Chippendales murder, I just was like, what the hell? Like, what y'all murdering people do to Chippendales? So y'all, we finna get into it. And yo, I am still looking down because I'm almost done. And I'm gonna be looking down because I might have to glance back at my notes, so just bear with me. I'm trying to do a lot of changes and a lot of stuff until I get like exactly what I want for my channel. I know I want my channel to be about homicide and hookah, but I just need to have a for real setup. But anyways, 3 minutes into the video and still ain't talked about what y'all heard to listen to. Anyways, so like I said, we all have heard of Chippendales, correct? But have we ever heard of the Chippendales murder? No, y'all. So this story starts off with a man by the name of Steve Banerjee. And Steve Banerjee was born in India, and his daddy really had his own business, and he was the owner of a print company, right? Steve Banerjee's daddy was the owner of a print company. So Steve taught himself how to speak English, and he like, with him seeing his daddy be a businessman, in a way he wanted to be a businessman, which is understandable. Now y'all, I'm finna have to blow my coal because it might not, you see, it's not red no more. But if you blow it, boom, it get back red. So I'm gonna probably put 3 on there so it can hurry up and get hot. Normally, I only smoke 2 because I don't like no strong hookah. Therefore, I don't smoke it. And I don't have a top, and I left it in the kitchen, so it don't even matter. I was gonna put some aluminum foil on there, but okay. Now that's it. It's on there. Now this pulley so we can get it warmed up. Yeah, I got so much going on. So much going on. Just please bear with me, child. But okay. Y'all, how the hell I burn my hose? How that happen? So this going in the way. And I gotta open another one. So that's my hose. Okay, now back to Steve. Now, Steve, he taught himself how to speak English. And he wanted to kind of be a businessman himself. And like I said, which is understandable because even if your dad wanted to be a businessman, you probably would have wanted to be a businessman anyways. So, he was interested in the nightlife. And he decides he wants to open up him a club while he was in the USA. Now, he did have other little jobs like a gas station and stuff like that, but he was interested in the nightlife. It's almost ready, y'all. And then too, if I know some people put aluminum foil on top of their hookah, but if you got this little metal part like I got, you of course gotta let it warm up a little bit. But anyways, like I said, so in 75, with his nightlife little club, he decides he want to try to kind of do a little bit of everything. Like some nights he had a disco night, some nights he taught people like salsa and stuff like that, but nothing was really sticking until a man by the name of Paul came in and was like he saw a male strip club that was only for gays, and they think that they should do that for women. Now y'all, Paul, he got a story of himself, but we'll probably talk about him in another time. Now, Steve decides, okay, cool, I'll try that out. Since, every day kind of was something new at the club. He was trying out this and trying out that. So, the male strippers was kind of just a trial and everything that he was going to do. And y'all, Paul told him, okay, if you take my ID, you got to let me be your MC. And Steve was like, okay, cool, I'll do that. The first night of the male strippers for women was a success, y'all. It was a success, so they kind of stuck with it. Now, as they stuck with it, Steve ends up firing Paul because he said he just really wasn't no good MC. Like, you could have at least helped him to become a better MC. Like, he the one who gave you the idea. So how you gonna snatch this man's stuff and run off with it, then fire him? But I mean, people do that. So, it's 1979. In the club, it's going good. It's going good. Now, everybody would say that Steve was kind of a to himself kind of person, a very awkward, antisocial kind of guy. But he did, protect his company or whatever the case may be. So, in the year of 1983, these people started getting $8 million a year from stripping. I mean, and I don't know why I'm acting surprised, because honestly, I'm not surprised. But $8 million, it ain't even been 10 years yet, and you getting money like that? Now, it was said that the club was starting to get a little bit too crowded. It was starting to have overcrowd problems, and overcrowding, I believe, is like what's the word I'm looking for? A fire issue or a safety hazard or whatever the case may be, because it's too many people in your spot. So you need to get a bigger spot or limit to the people that you let up in here. And so Steve didn't care. Steve was all about his money. So Steve met a man by the name of Nick. And it was said that Nick, because I think Nick had like a cartoon show or either a book or something like that. And he kind of already had his own money, but he was a more organized kind of person versus Steve just wanted the money. Like, Nick was the one who taught the boys how to get in shape, eat right. And if you don't eat right, and if you come to the club with a gut, you ain't dancing that night. Versus Steve didn't care. He felt like he didn't even care if the men could dance. If he felt like if the man looked good enough, put him out there. Like, okay. So Nick was telling Steve, like, we can open up a club in New York. And like I said, even though it was Steve's club or Steve's prized possession, in actuality it wasn't. I mean, the nightclub was, but the Chippendales idea wasn't yours. It was Paul's, but you fired him. But anyways, Steve, that was his little prized possession. So Nick was like, we can take them on tour and we can open up a New York club. And I believe that they did open up a club in New York, but again, Steve was known as the type of person who didn't want to pay people what they was rightfully owed. Like, he felt like if you was owed $20, he'll give you $5 or something. Like, sir, give me my coins, give me my money. What you keeping my stuff for? Now, it was said that Nick and Steve had a little business meeting in a restaurant. And Nick told him, I mean, if you don't want to give me just give me my money and then I'll take the guys on tour. And they wrote this down on the napkin, y'all. And so Steve said he didn't care and he signed over to let the boys go on tour, thinking Nick wasn't gonna get no money, or kind of laughing at Nick when he signed the paper like, I don't care, you can have them. Yeah, only for Nick to take these boys on tour and they start getting money, y'all. Ha, jokes on you, Steve. And he just got mad at the fact that he felt like Nick owed him money. Like, no, in actuality, Steve, you owe Nick money. And you was trying to be ugly by signing over the rights to the tour, thinking he wasn't gonna get no money. Whole time he really came out with some money. But Steve still had the Chippendales calendars. But, and I believe of 87 or 86, he printed a calendar where February had 31 days, baby, on no lifetime, on no planet, in no dimension, on no parallel universe will February ever have 31 days. And so he was in the whole thousands of dollars because it really wasn't nothing he could do. So he decided he wanted to like sell some of them to women who just wanted the Chippendales picture, who really didn't care about the dates. But the fact that your father owned a printing company, I guess everybody kind of looked at him like, yeah, how you messed it up? And I ain't gonna lie, how you messed up February? Like, I know some months you really kind of don't know if it got 30 or 31 days, but baby, we all know February got 28 days. On the leap year, it got 29. So on what lifetime did you think February had 31? So with him being in the hole, He just was mad. And who better to take his anger out other than Nick? He felt like Nick owed him money because, yes, his boys was on tour, but you gave him the permission to take his boys on tour because you thought he wasn't going to make no money. In which Nick had nothing to do with the fact that you printed 31 days in February. Nick ain't had nothing to do with that. But the fact that he was getting money and you was in the hole, you felt like Nick had to pay. So in April, in the year of 87, a man walks into Nick's office and shoots him, killing him instantly, y'all. So the police asked around like, who do y'all think would want to kill Nick? And everybody was kind of like, Steve, duh. But then some of the dancers was like, in actuality, who wouldn't want to kill Nick? Because they were saying like, Nick was nice, but Nick was basically gonna get his way regardless if you like it or not. So everybody kind of wondering like, who killed Nick? And which I feel like, I mean, yeah, duh, it was obvious that Steve killed him or had something to do with it. But for some reason, I guess they slowed down the process of investigation and everybody just went on like nothing else happened. Steve kept doing his Chippendale stuff. But Steve also had other problems. Y'all know I told y'all he had overcrowding issues that he had really since when he started. Then he started to have a problem where he was discriminating. And he was saying like, no, he wasn't discriminating. However, a man by the name of Don had did a sting operation on him. It was a black man by the name of Don who did kind of a sting operation on him. And him and two of his wife friends went to Chippendales. Now, Don tried to get in the club and they told him, no, you can't come in. He was like, why not? They told him because you didn't have a membership. You didn't have a membership here. Do y'all know the white boys walked in and they had no issues. They was instantly let into the club, only for all three of them to come back to the bouncer and tell them, you denied him because he was black. And they was like, no, we denied him because he didn't have a membership card. And they told him, neither did we. When I say that man could have shitted himself, y'all, that man could have shitted himself. Because you just showed these people a full-fledged form of discrimination. That ain't have shit to do with no membership card. So Don ended up putting a lawsuit on him, I believe, for discrimination. Now, Steve felt like in order to make a problem go away, he will make the person who's causing his problem disappear. Now, it was a one black Chippendales dancer who felt he had to tell Don like, this man trying to get you killed due to the fact of you trying to sue him because he discriminated against you with getting in the club. They tried to hire a prostitute to plant drugs on him and or just get him killed. All because he sued you because you didn't want to let him in the club? Like, isn't that serious? But wait, it's always more. So Don files another lawsuit. I mean, yeah, you trying to get me killed? A lawsuit. Never mind the discrimination. I mean, discrimination is bad, but I would have threw discrimination out and just gave him a lawsuit because you trying to get me killed just because I wanted to sue you one time. I mean, how you thought anything was gonna get better? But anyways, Steve denies any wrongdoing, but he did pay a fine and damages and agreed to hire more black dancers. The problem wasn't with the black dancers, sweetheart. The problem was that you was discriminating against blacks for getting into the club, because he felt like if black men got into the club, then the white women wouldn't want to come into the club. And that was kind of where he was getting his money from the white women. Now, probably an hour or two when the club was open, that's when the guys were strict. But after the little show and stuff was over with, then it would become, I guess, into a regular nightclub. And so with the issues of him having overcrowd and discrimination, these people, I don't mean to laugh, these people revoke his liquor license. So, I mean, yeah, you can go to a club and have fun, but who wants to go to a club with no liquor? So it's like you really just going downhill from here. And not to mention, the original club end up closing up, because you end up still having issues with overcrowding. Like, nobody really cares about nobody's safety. In the last story I did, he didn't care about the safety, but we ain't talking about that. But it seems to me that nobody really cares about nobody's safety when it's their money involved. And I mean, again, I don't know why I'm acting shocked, because people do shit like that. So in 91, Steve decides he wants to bring Chippendales to Europe. And the man who he brought the idea to was kind of not interested in it. But then I guess somewhere along the way they decide they wanted to do kind of a Chippendales musical or whatever kind of show. And so they was going to France, Germany, Denmark. Like, they was really doing basically another tour with this Chippendales musical. Now, former dancers from Chippendales made their own group called Adonis. Now, one day, as Adonis about to perform, a detective walks in and pulled them to the side and let them know that somebody is trying to kill them with cyanide due to the fact of them wanting to make their own dance crew. Sir, when the heck did dancing become that damn serious that you feel the need to kill somebody because they want to dance? I mean, again, I don't mean to laugh, but Steve, it's getting out of hand to me. It's getting very much out of hand. Now, Steve felt like he was the original Chippendales. He was the original of everything, and nobody could copy him. Mind you, you didn't even have, this wasn't even your original idea. So how you sitting up here trying to kill people because they former Chippendales dancers and they decide they want to make their own group? You trying to kill them because you don't want them to copy you, when really, this wasn't even your freaking idea to begin with. Now, a man ends up calling the FBI and telling them that he was hired to kill the dancers. And they was like, hey, who hired you? A man by the name of Ray. Now, Ray was known to be Steve's right-hand man. Regardless, they say, if Steve needed something done in the club or if Steve needed something done outside the club. So, Ray was Steve's right-hand man. They started talking to Steve. And, I mean, not Steve. They started talking to Ray. And Ray, he is he gets charged 7 months in jail. So I believe with the 7 months of him being in jail, he just was like, yeah, no, I'm about to tell on him. I mean, what was taking so long? So Ray tells the FBI, yeah, Steve did want me to hire somebody, or Steve wanted me to kill the 3 former Chippendales dancers. But he also tells the FBI, and he wanted me to get Nick killed. Which, they was interested with him trying to kill 3 former dancers, but now they really interested because he talking about Nick's murder. Again, I just don't understand how they threw the investigation away, which they probably was still investigating, but it probably wasn't a priority no more. But why did Ray have to tell you that? But anyways, Ray did tell him that. So at this point, they try to basically set Steve up or get Steve to meet Ray so they can talk about the Nick murder. Now, Steve knew that Ray had been arrested. So, as they meet up in this restaurant, Ray and Steve goes to the bathroom. Ray asking Steve questions. Steve would answer the questions on a sticky note and put it in the toilet and flush it. So, I mean, yes, the FBI had Ray wired, but I mean, they didn't get nothing. All the answers that Steve answered was written down on a sticky note and ripped up and flushed down the toilet. Steve was overly paranoid to this point. He didn't want to get caught. And I mean, honestly, your time is running out. So the FBI tried something different, which they really went out on a limb here. One of the FBI said he was a kind of bend the rules kind of guy, but don't bend them till they break, basically. So he decides he's gonna go out the country with Ray. Him and other detectives went out the country because they wanted Steve to believe that Ray was a fugitive. And y'all, Ray and Steve ends up meeting again in the hotel room. And of course, y'all know that the FBI was on both sides of their room that Ray and Steve was in. So as Ray and Steve talking, Steve was saying like, yeah, he was paranoid, he was nervous, he didn't want to get caught, and he was like, the walls in his room so thin, and he started beating on the wall, and he was like, the FBI could possibly be in these rooms next door. He was correct, they was in there. But if you felt that they was in there, why would you fix your mouth to ask Ray, do they know about the guns for Nick's murder? Sir, how was you that paranoid? And then how would you say the FBI could be next door only to tell on yourself? Like, wait. So with that, they got enough to arrest and charge Steve. In 93, he was arrested and charged with 8 counts. 94, he pleaded guilty to murder, gave up his share of Chippendales, and I think he was gonna get about 26 years maybe. I don't know if that's correct or not, but on the day of his sentencing, for them to say how many years he was gonna get, they find him in his cell hanging. This man commits suicide. Yes, Steve committed suicide. In which everybody be like, that's not justice, in which it's not. And sometimes I feel like you should watch people a little harder when it's, well, then in a way they probably didn't know he was gonna commit suicide. But anyways, but some people saying they think that was just Nick's last little jokes on you, basically, because I believe that if Nick would have went to, I mean not Nick, if Steve would have went to jail, then the shirt of Chippendales would have either went to the bank, the government, or Nick, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But with him dying or with him committing suicide, I believe the shares went to his family. Sir, you just been trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. But anyways, y'all, this is the end of this story. And like I said, we all have heard of Chippendales, but bitch, we ain't never heard about no Chippendales murder. So y'all, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yes, I will be back. And y'all, I forgot to let y'all know, the hookah is back. It is back. I got me, of course, some better coals because I've been on the look for some coals and I've been stressed a little bit. But y'all, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hopefully I'm a little bit liver to y'all, because like I said in my other videos, I was watching myself like, come on girl, like I wouldn't even watch this. Like sometimes I don't even watch my own videos because I be bored. But hopefully I can get through this video because it's a little bit more of being myself and I ain't just like thinking the whole way through and I look slow in the other videos. But anyways, like I said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is the story of the Chippendales murder. Thank y'all.